No, there was some internet problem and disconnected and connected again. So the question is whether there is a lingam and vachanam, lingam and vibhakti for the kriyapadas. The answer is kriyapadas do not have lingam and vachanam. For lingam and vachanam, lingam and vibhakti was the question. Yeah. Whether the kriyapadas have lingam and vibhakti. Kriyapadas do not have lingam and vibhakti as such. They definitely do not have lingam, because for, as you see the table here, patati, patata, patanti, patasi, patata, patata, or this table, which is clear right here.
We can't see. I can't see. I can't see your screen.
Hold on, I have to share it again.
Yes,
okay.
I can see.
So, abhavat, abhavatam, abhavan, like here, for every dhatu in each lakara, in each prayoga has this kind of a table. Like bhavati, bhavata, bhavanti, etc. In lat lakara, lang lakara, it has abhavat, abhavatam, abhavan, etc. This 3 by 3 table. So each line here, each row here is called purusha. Though technically they can be called vibhakti, they are also like a suffix. Vibhakti is nothing but a suffix, right? So they can be called vibhakti as per the Vyakaranam. Vyakarana doesn't prevent it. But for our sake, for our clarity, we don't call them vibhaktis, we call them purusha. Okay? So others can mute, please. Yeah. All Lakshmi Mother, if you don't have, mute, please.
Should I mute?
Yeah, please mute, because there's a lot of noise. If you have a question, you can ask. You can, yeah. So I'm explaining. Until that, you can mute. So every line is called a vibhakti. Can be called a vibhakti, but for the clarity of our clarity, we call them, each line we call them purusha. For in case of kriyapadas. So prathama purusha, madhyama purusha, uttama purusha. And every column is a vachanam, eka vachanam, dvivachanam, bahuvachanam. So there is no lingam and vibhakti here, right? So Lakshmikant Modi, can unmute. So
I know, but just confused, I left the column empty. I had some confusion because there was a table of patati and vibhakti of you had shown, so I was under confusion.
Yeah, so the lingam and vibhakti, that applies only to namapadas. So whether a male person, man is, or a boy is reading, or a girl is reading, the kriyapada form will not change based on the lingam. It will remain as patati only. Balakah patati, balika patati only. There is no change in the lingam for the kriyapadas. Kriyapadas do not depend on the lingam of the word of the kartrupadam, who is doing the work, who is doing this action. So it doesn't change, it remains fixed. Is that clear somewhat, Mahoday?
The table of vibhakti, I think it is required for patita, but patitavan or like that.
Correct.
Pratipadakam is a table. So somehow I got confused. I left that column empty.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you're right. Patitavan, etc. Yes, patitavan. That will require vibhakti table. Yep.
Yeah.
And it has a lingam also. Correct.
Yes. So that confusion was in my mind, but I was not sure, so I left that column empty.
Yeah, that's fine, because that is generally sometimes confusing, because patitavan, we need to understand that it is not a kriya padam, it is a nama padam. So all the nama padams, they have the vibhakti and lingam.
Thank you, Guruji.
No problem. So here we have this, we looked at these forms: abhavat, abhavatam, abhavan, abhavaha, abhavatam, abhavata, abhavam, abhavama, abhavama, etc. So we are looking at the forms of 4 ganas, right? 4 types. चत्वारः गणाः, धातुगणाः आहत्य 10 गणाः सन्ति. धातुगणाः, तेषु अस्माकम् अभ्यासविषयः अस्ति 4 गणाः, मुख्यतः 4 गणाः. यथा प्रथमगणः, यथा भ्वादि, तस्य नाम अस्ति भ्वादि अत्र दर्शितः, भ्वादिगणः. अनन्तरं गणः अस्ति अस्माकं चतुर्थगणः, तस्य नाम दिवादिगणः. अनन्तरं
तुदादि and churo.
तुदादि अत्र न दर्शयामि. अनन्तरं तुदादि पूर्वं पठितं यथा लिखति, अलिखत् इति सन्ति रूपाणि. अलिखत्, अलिखताम्, अलिखन् इति. अनन्तरं षष्ठगणः. अनन्तरं दशमगणः अस्ति चुरादिगणः. चुरादिगणे उदाहरणमस्ति चुर् धातुः, अचोरयत्, अचोरयताम्, अचोरयत् इत्यादि. इति मुख्यतः अस्माकम् अभ्यासविषयः. परन्तु केचन धातवः सन्ति येषु 4 गणेषु न सन्ति, अन्येषु गणेषु भवन्ति. यथा उदाहरणमस्ति अस् धातुः द्वितीयगणे, तस्य नाम अदादिगणः इति. अस् धातुः द्वितीयगणे आसीत्. बहुत्र प्रयोगः भवति, बहु सामान्य धातुः, सामान्य क्रियापदमस्ति. अस्ति इति लट् लकारे अस्ति, स्तः, सन्ति इति. तस्य लङ् लकार रूपम् अस्ति. रूपाणि अत्र आसीत्, आस्ताम्, आसन् इति अपि दृष्टं पूर्वम्. तथैव करोति, कृ धातुः अपि कस्मिन् अष्टमगणे अस्ति. अष्टमगण तनादिगणे करोति क्रियापदस्य प्रयोगः अपि बहु प्रचुरः अस्ति. प्रचुर इत्युक्ते प्रसिद्धः, सर्वत्र तस्य प्रयोगः भवति. करोति, करोति करोति इति लट्लकार, कृ धातोः लट्लकार रूपाणि प्रायः आरम्भिकस्तरे सन्ति. करोति, कुरुतः, कुर्वन्ति, करोषि, कुरुथः, कुरुथ, करोमि, कुर्वः, कुर्मः इति लट्लकारे. तस्य भूतकालरूपाणि कथं भवन्ति अत्र अस्ति. लङ्लकारः, लङ्लकाररूपाणि कथं भवन्ति? ओके, पठतु कृपया.
अकरोत्, अकुरुताम्, अकुर्वन्, अकरोः, अकुरुतम्, अकुरुत, अकवरम्, अकुरव, अकुरम.
तत्र अकुर्व एव. तत्र पश्यतु, व्यञ्जनान्तमस्ति अत्र. अकुर्, अकुर्, अकुर्व, अकुर्म,
अकुर्व, अकुर्म.
तस्य लेखनं प्रायः एवं भवति. अकुर्व, अकुर्म. परन्तु अत्र कोष्ठके मया एवं लिखितमस्ति, केवलं लेखनपद्धतिः, केवलं एवं व्यञ्जनं पृथक् कृत्वा र इति पृथक् कृत्वा लिखितमस्ति केवलं दर्शयितुं। व इति पुनः अत्र प्रत्यय अत्र तिङ् प्रत्ययः अस्ति। तिङ् प्रत्ययस्य भागः व अनन्तरं म इत्यपि प्रत्ययः। प्रत्ययस्य पृथक् दर्शनं भवतु इति एवं लिखितमस्ति, परन्तु अत्र उच्चारणं तु समानमेव। अकुर्व अकुर्म।
अहम् अकुर्वम् अद्य अकरवम् अस्ति।
अत्र अकरवम्, अहम् अकरवम्, आवाम् अकुर्व, वयम् अकुर्म। अहम् अकरवम् अस्ति। कः प्रश्नः? कः
प्रश्नः? नास्ति महोदय।
नास्ति, अत्र व्यञ्जनान्तं नास्ति। अकरवम्। इति धातु। अनन्तरम् अत्र एकम् उदाहरणं पश्यामः। सुरेश महोदय पठितुमिच्छति? कथापठनम्।
आम् महोदय। अभ्यासः। एकः काकः अस्ति, तस्य बहु दाहः भवति। काकः अत्र पश्यति, काकः तत्र पश्यति, परन्तु जलं नास्ति। सः काकः अन्यत्र गच्छति, तत्र एकः घटः अस्ति, घटे किञ्चित् एव जलम् अस्ति। सः एकम् उपायं करोति। काकः शिलाखण्डान् घटे स्थापयति, जलम् उपरि आगच्छति, काकः सन्तोषेण जलं पिबति।
धन्यवादः। इदानीं कश्चन जनैः अस्यापि सर्वेषामत्र लट्लकाररूपाणि सन्ति, तेषां लङ्लकारे परिवर्तनस्य प्रयत्नः कृतः अस्ति। उत्तमः प्रयत्नः। इदानीं पुनः सुरेश महोदय भवानेव वदतु। अत्र प्रथमः लट्लकाररूपं कुत्र अस्ति? अत्र एकः काकः अस्ति। अस्य लङ्लकाररूपं किं भवति? भूतकालरूपम्
एकः काकः आसीत्।
आसीत् यथा अस्ति। कुत्र अस्माकं कोष्ठकः? आसीत्, आस्ताम, आसन्, एवम् एतदेव अत्र दृष्ट्वा लेखनीयम्। अत्र अस्ति। अनन्तरं तस्य बहु दाहः अभवत्। अनन्तरं काकः अत्र
अपश्यत्।
अत्र मया कुत्रचित् दृष्टं, कुत्रचित् इत्युक्ते गृहपाठेषु कुत्रचित् तत्र अदृष्टत् इति लिखितमासीत् केनचित्। तत्र चिन्तनधारा, चिन्तनं सम्यक् अस्ति। यथा वस्तुतः तस्य धातुः अस्ति दृश् धातुः। दृश् धातुः अस्ति, तस्य लट्लकाररूपं पश्यति इति भवति। दृश्यति इति न भवति, पश्यति इति भवति। परन्तु लङ्लकारे अपि अपश्यत् भवेत् अथवा अदृश्यत् भवेत् अथवा अदृष्टत् भवेत् इति कदाचित् सन्देहः भवति। तस्य समाधानमस्ति, तत् लङ्लकाररूपमपि अपश्यत्येव भवति। न तु अदृष्टत् अथवा अदृश्यत् न भवति, अपश्यत् एव। दृश् इति धातोः लट्लकाररूपं लट् किञ्चित् अत्र अवधानं ददातु। अवधानम् इत्युक्ते पे अटेन्शन हियर्। So these forms like drush changing to pash, okay, pash, or even the gam dhatu being gach So such changes are consistent in 4 lakaras. 4 lakaras. This, if you remember this, it will be easy. It will help you everywhere. So these changes are consistent, means if they happen in 4 lakaras. 4 lakaras. Gam, for example, gam to gach, dush to pash. Dhatu is gam, but it assumes the form of gach, and dhatu dush assumes the form of pash, pasha, in 4 lakaras. Which are they? One we know, lat. Another is lung, we are talking about. And the third one is lot. लोट लकारस्यापि परिचयः अस्ति सर्वेभ्यः खलु लोट लकारस्य परिचयः वर्तते यथा भवतु गच्छतु एटसेट्रा एंड द चतुर्थ लकार अस्ति विधिलिंग
the Kratanda Rupani list it is the Kratanda Rupani list it is written.
Yeah, don't look at Kratanda Rupa. These are Tinganta Rupani.
I referred there first. That's where I made a mistake.
No, that's fine. But just in general, this will be helpful for people who may be new to Tinganta or Kriyapadas. That some are familiar, some have studied these things already. But these 4 lakaras, lat, lung, lot, vidhiling. So this you can remember. So gam, dhatu rupas, for many of them, they change and they become consistent. They are consistent in these 4 lakaras. So remember that. So if you are thinking of lot lakara for this drush dhatu, and if you remember what is it in lat lakara, pashyati, then lot also you should use pasya, not drushyatu or something like that. So pashyatu only. So similarly, gam dhatu, if you remember in lat lakara, gacchati. So what is it in lot lakara? It should be gacchatu only, not gamatu or something like that. Yeah? Because in lot lakara, rupani samanyatah tu tha bhavatu bhavantu iti bhavanti. Bhavatu रूपाणि कथं भवन्ति
भवति भवतां भवन्तु भव भवतं भवता भवानि भवाव भवाम
इति सामान्यतः भवन्ति रूपाणि सन्ति तस्य लोट लकारे इदानीं गम धातोः लोट लकार रूपं कथं भवन्ति इदानीं यथा भू धातुः भवतु भवता अथवा पठ धातुः पठतु पठतां पठन्तु इति सन्ति यथा तथा गम धातुः गमतु गमताम् इति न वक्तव्यं तथा गच्छ इति परिवर्तनं भवन्ति किमर्थं लट् लकारे इति अपि गच्छ अस्ति लट् लङ् लोट् इति लिङ् येषु लकारेषु चतुर्षु लकारेषु तस्य रूपाणि समानानि भवन्ति दृश्य अपश्यत् अन्यत् उदाहरणम् अस्ति कथं परिवर्तनं यत्र भवति प्रच्छ धातु धातुः प्रच्छ तत्र लङ् लट् लकारे पृच्छति लट् लकारे पृच्छति भवति इदानीं पृच्छ भवति तथैव चतुर्षु लकारेषु लट् लङ् लोट् विधिलिङ् येषु लकारेषु समानरूपाणि पृच्छति अपृच्छत् पृच्छतु विधिलिङ् मध्ये पृच्छेत् भवेत् यथा भवेत् अस्ति तदा पृच्छेत् गच्छेत् पश्येत् इत्येव रूपाणि तथैव अन्यत् उदाहरणं श्रु धातु श्रु धातु तस्य रूपद्वयं श्रु इति विशेषधातुः श्रु इत्युक्ते गमनं वस्तुतः गमनम् इति गतौ इति तस्य कोशार्थः अस्ति परन्तु वस्तुतः गतौ इति गमनार्थः नास्ति, गच्छति इति अर्थः न भवति। श्रु धातुः तस्य सरति इति रूपमस्ति, अनन्तरं धावति इति रूपमस्ति। सरति धावति, सरति धावति। सरति means shift. Shift means not like in India use I am shifting my house. That is not shift. Shift is like a small movement. I shift my position from this to this, like small movement. That is shift. So that is sarati. Then here it is dhavati, means is fast, like dhavati. We all know dhavanam, fast running or fast movement. That is dhavati. So there are two forms of this dhatu is sru only. The sru changes to dhava when the object is moving fast. Sru dhava. So again, these things happen in consistently in the 4 lakaras. I mean, this also has 4 lakaras, but this is again a special change based on the meaning that I am showing here. But now again, coming back to say gam dhatu. Gam dhatu in 4 lakaras it takes the gaccha form. Gacchati, agachat in lat lakara and lang lakara. But that change does not happen in other lakara, other 6 lakaras. For example, one lakara which we know already is rit lakara or bhavishyat kala, which is rit, samanya bhavishyat kala, rit. So, bhu dhatu becomes bhavishyati, bhavati becomes bhavishyati, lit lakare, tathaiva gam becomes gamishyati. एतत् वयं जानीमः, एतत् रूपं प्रसिद्धमस्ति गमिष्यति इति। लट्लकार रूपं गच्छति, लङ्लकारे अगच्छत्, परन्तु लट्लकारे गमिष्यति इति। अत्र पश्यतु, गम धातु अस्ति, अत्र परिवर्तनं नास्ति, गम एव तिष्ठति, गम इष्यति, परन्तु लट्लकारे गच्छ इति भवति, लङ् अपि अगच्छत् एव, लोट् अपि गच्छतु एव. So that you can remember. So तथैव पश्यति, काकः तत्र अपश्यत्. अस्तु, सुरेश महोदय अग्रे. परन्तु जलं
न आसीत्.
न आसीत्. सः काकः अन्यत्र अगच्छत्.
तत्र एकः घटः आसीत्. घटे किञ्चित् एव जलम् आसीत्. सः एकम् उपायम् अकरोत्. काकः शिलाखण्डान् घटे अस्थापयत्.
अस्थापयत्, यथा चोरयति आसीत् अचोरयत्, तथैव अस्थापयत्.
This is where I had confused. Jalam upari agachat.
So this is the one we want to see now, but okay, let's just finish this one.
Kakah santoshena jalam apibat.
अपिबत्. So अत्र पश्यतु, अत्र धातुः कः अस्ति? धातुः पा. पिबति धातुः अस्ति पा धातुः. अत्र परिवर्तनं भवति पिब इति. एतत् परिवर्तनं चतुर्षु लकारेषु पुनः लट् लङ् लोट् विधिलिङ्. लट् लकारे पिबति, लङ् लकारे अपिबत्, लोट् लकारे पिबतु इति रूपाणि वयं जानीमः. परन्तु लृट् भविष्यत्काले किं भवति? पास्यति. पास्यति इति भवति तत्र पिब न भवति, पा अनन्तरं स्यति इति यथा भविष्यति तत्रापि स्यति अस्ति तथैव अत्र पास्यति। अत्र चोर इष्यति अथवा गमिष्यति, गम गम इष्यति भवति तथा ई न भवति, अत्र पायिष्यति न भवति अथवा तथा ई न आगच्छति। अत्र तो कुत्रचित् ई भवति कुत्रचित् ई न भवति, तत्र कुत्र भवति कुत्र न भवति तत्र कोशं दृष्ट्वा कोशम् अथवा प्रयोगं दृष्ट्वा एव ज्ञायते। कुत्र ई भवति मध्ये, कुत्र ई आगमः भवति, कुत्र ई आगमः न भवति इति कोशं प्रयोगं दृष्ट्वा अस्माभिः ज्ञायते। अनन्तरं पास्यति एव रूपम्। इदानीम् आगच्छति, अत्र जलम् उपरि आगच्छति इति तट्लकारे अस्ति। आगच्छति अत्र धातुः कः अस्ति?
आगच्छति
धातुः
गम धातुः।
अत्र केवलं गच्छति अस्ति चेत् धातुः कः?
गम
धातुः। गम धातुः। अत्र आगच्छति अस्ति चेत् अपि धातुः गम एव। धातुः गम। इदानीं किं कुर्मः वयम्? एकम् आ इति पदं योजयामः। आ इति पदम् अस्ति। आ प्लस गम इति धातोः पूर्वम् एकं नूतनपदं विशेषपदं योजयामः। अनेन योजनेन, अस्य पदस्य नूतनपदस्य योजनेन पूर्वं तस्य पूर्वम् धातोः पूर्वम् आगच्छति। योजनेन किं भवति? धातोः अर्थस्य परिवर्तनं भवति। धातोः अर्थे परिवर्तनम् आगच्छति। अर्थपरिवर्तनं भवति। इदानीं गम इति धातोः
from this only agamanam, that is arrival is coming.
Yeah, agamanam. So gamanam gacchati. गमनम् इति पुनः नामपदम्। इदानीं क्रियापदं चिन्तयामश्चेत् गच्छति पदस्य किं भवति अर्थः? कुत्रचित् गच्छति, एकस्य अस्मात् स्थानात् अन्यत् स्थानं गच्छति। कश्चित् पुरुषः गच्छति। सो गच्छति इत्युक्ते गमनं, गमनक्रिया अस्ति अत्र। स्थानपरिवर्तनं, तस्य गमनम्। आगमनम् इत्युक्ते तस्य विपरीतक्रिया, विरुद्धक्रिया। गच्छति आगच्छति। अस्माकं समीपे आगच्छति, समीपे तस्य आगमनं भवति चेत् तस्य आ इति पदस्य योजनेन तस्य अर्थपरिवर्तनं भवति अत्र। यदा नूतनपदस्य व्याकरणसंज्ञा, व्याकरणे तस्य नाम अस्ति उपसर्गः इति। उपसर्गः मीन्स प्रीफिक्स। So upasargah, they are used before dhatus. Upasargasya yojanam kutra bhavati? Dhatoh purvam. Upasargasya prayogah athva yojanam kada kutra bhavati? Dhatoh purvam bhavati. Kimartham bhavati? Tasya prayojanam kim? What is the use of adding it? तस्य अर्थपरिवर्तनं, तस्य परिणामः कः? तस्य अर्थपरिवर्तनं भवति, धातोः अर्थपरिवर्तनं. So in some books they are very nicely given some analogy. Like dhatus inherently, like this gam dhatu inherently inherently has different meanings. Like this gam dhatu means gacchati, going away also. Agamanam means coming towards you, coming. Agamanam. And avagacchati means what? Understanding. Nirgacchati means goes away. So all these different meanings are there, which are like hidden or potentially, they are like potential meanings of this this dhatu, for example. So every dhatu could have different hidden or potential meanings. Now dhatus, when the upasargas are added, those meanings come out. Okay? So they have compared analogies, nice analogies given, like a lamp, like the upasargas are like a lamp, okay? Or a deepa. So when a deepa when certain kind of deepa comes near a dhatu, that meaning comes out, or meaning is realized. Just some analogies given there. So now, what are the upasargas? How many upasargas are there? In
22.
22.
Yeah. Dvayamshati upasargaah santi moolatah. And there are some other upasargas are there which are out of this list, not very common, but mainly these 22 upasargas. Pra, para, upas, sam, anu, ava, nes, nir, dus, dur, vi, ha, ni, adhi, api, ati, su, ut, abhi, prati, pari, and up. And in theory, each of these upasargas can be added to any dhatu. However, by prayoga, by tradition, not all the combinations are seen actually. And that is one thing. And secondly, each of these upasargas, they are generally they are used in a certain meaning. Like pra, for example, prakarshena, pra tasya artha bhavati prakarshena. Prakarshana means adhikyena, atha samyak, excessively, something like that. Prakarsha. So for example, prabhavati, so we have bhavati, moola kriya padam asti, bhavati, bhudhatoh bhavati. So prabhavati means it originates or it starts, like also aham karyam kartum prabhavami, I will start to do some work. So in that sense it can be used. Prabhavami. Prakaroti can be also used. Generally in that sense it is used, but many of these are like that. Like most of these are used in a certain meaning, but not always in that meaning. So this is they don't have fixed meaning. Sometimes when the same upasarga used on different dhatus, it brings about a different meaning, not a similar meaning.
Prashna. And you have in brackets ang. Is that different uses or it means the same?
No, ang is not used. Only a is used, but ang in the Vyakaranam it comes as ang as a original pratyaya rupa, original upasarga rupa. That is original because it has a reason for it. But when in the prayoga, it just remains as a.
Okay.
So when we say gam, agacchati eva. We don't say angacchati. Agacchati.
Okay.
So similarly, like para. So we are not going through these upasargas individually, especially, but just to give the. Let me complete my sentence. Just to give the. We are going to have some quick overview and again get back to our lang lakara. Yeah, Mahoday, Kim Prashnaka. Lakshmikant Mahoday.
we understand understand when we refer back to Dhatu Kosh and spoken language, spoken Sanskrita, but how to use when we are talking, spontaneous talking. That is one thing.
How to use सम्भाषणे तस्य सम्भाषणं कथं तस्य अभ्यासेनैव अभ्यासबलादेव so practice.
Because there are so lots of things, upasarga and all those learn, so instantly come all these things on our tongue.
Yeah, they won't. Yeah, that is right. It's not easy. It won't come. So we can start. First is the practice is needed, and initially the starting is always to keep it simple, right? We don't have to worry about upasarga and all that. If they are like common, like agacchati, these are common ones. So tatra upasarga bhavati eva. Parantu, if we just want to say someone is going, someone is falling. So someone is falling, for example, paranam patati. Paranam patati is good. So just keep it simple first. But as we progress, gacchata kalena, gacchata kalena means as we progress, as we become experienced, as our practice is more and more, as we read more and more, as we practice more and more, then what happens is we start, these things automatically starts coming into. That is at least my experience. For example, where there is a patati, for example, where is bhavati. Now, when to use sambhavati, yeah, sambhavati, or aham prabhavami. When it is patati, falls, if I add nipatati, then nipatati has it falls like a flat, nipatati. It falls quickly, like in that sense it is nipatati. But whether we should use it, yes, it beautifies the language. And once we start, for example, once we start using and practicing, it will come. Now, some are like agamati and ut and abhi. These are very common ones, because they really change the meanings. Right? So, for example, gacchati becomes agacchati, nayati, anayati, right? And then especially ut also. Now, for example, ut is a common one. Patati, we know patati falls down. And if you add ut, means it goes in the opposite direction fast, in the sense. Like ut patati means patati is falling, ut patati bounces. Right? Ut patati. So those meanings, if you know, we have to use them. Otherwise, how are you going to say bouncing? Right? Like now, for example, other ut we know already. Ut tarati, we know. What is the meaning of tarati?
Floating, right?
Floating iti ekah arthah. Anya arthah ka bhavati saha nadim tarati. Balakah nadim tarati. Kim bhavati arthah?
Swimming.
He crosses from one end to another end. So saha nadim tarati. So note that tarati has two meanings. One is float, another is cross. So saha nadyam tarati. He is floating in the river. So there it is akarmaka. Saha nadyam tarati. So tarati, if it's used in the floating sense, it is akarmaka. Just float has no karma padam. But if he is crossing something, that is become sakarmaka. There is a karma padam is needed. Saha nadim tarati. Saha setum tarati. Crosses the bridge. Now,
it's not the same as swimming, right?
Swimming is like crossing only, right?
Oh, okay.
So now, ut tarati. If you add ut means he crosses over. He crosses over. Uttarati. Aham uttarami. Uttaram dadami. Uttaram vijana.
In the Bhagavad Gita, you have uddhare.
That is dhara. Dhara is different. Dharati.
Okay.
Dharati kriyapadam. Atra tarati. Uttarati. Dharati also is the similar one. Dharati means hold. Uddharati. Upholds. Uddharati. Upholds.
Okay. So uddhareta atmanatmanam. Lift yourself by yourself, right?
You should lift yourself.
Okay.
There it is vidhiling, uddharet, bhavet. Then, so see, these are like common ones which we can use. So keep it simple first, and then start using the simple ones first. Then, additionally, just by, if you just know the basics and just if you keep on talking in basic Sanskrit only, we will never proceed further. Okay? We will never progress
The
further.
Bhagavad Gita has a lot of upasargas used in the shloka.
Yeah, upasargas are very common. All the upasargas are common. Upasargas are common, very widely used in Sanskritam, and they have two uses. One is they change the meaning. Other is they really add beauty to the language. It's very.
So in the word sambhavati, is that used as a upasarga?
Yeah, sambhavati, upasarga.
Sambhavati means possible?
No, that is also, that meaning also is there. But here sambhavati means happens well.
Okay.
Samyak bhavati. Idanim, so, okay, so just hold on your questions until I open it for questions, okay, please. Everybody, hold off your questions, don't ask them in between. What was I saying?
Agacchati.
Agacchati, Mahoday.
Agacchati.
No, agacchati is okay, but I was explaining. So start with simple one. Start simple sentences, and then if we now when we say start with simple sentences, then we study like, okay, we study L1 course, L2 course, and then we start using, and then we start with the simple sentences, start with the krudanta shabdas, and then lang lakara is difficult, and then forget it. Madhyama purusha difficult, forget it. Forget it means we know them, but we start with simple, without using lang lakara or madhyama purusha. We start with using other purusha, uttama purusha, prathama purusha, and lat lakara, etc. and prudanta padas. Then forget the supasarga. Then start with patati. Yes, start with that. But then to make to the next step, we'll have to try. We'll have to try. Then what is this try? There is few things we can do. One is reading. Another is, if possible, try to write. Whatever read, the writing starts with, it doesn't have to be original writing. You don't have to write a new novel or natakam. So you can start with whatever you read, you can write it. Then you can start writing simple sentences. That is one thing. And then the sambhashanam with that level of people, which is a very challenging thing nowadays. But at least what we have. Like how do we like, for example, many of us know Hindi, right? We know Hindi, but most of us, never studied Hindi in the formally. What our Hindi knowledge comes, and even if I have studied Hindi, but I have forgotten. I have studied Hindi like for a couple of years, maybe in my elementary school, because it was a subject, and I don't even remember one single letter of it. But all the knowledge comes from where? I can speak a little bit Hindi. Good, it's not grammatically that much, right? But mostly I can speak and understand. From where did I get it? From watching movies, right? Because sometimes there are people with which I can speak Hindi, but mostly it is English. So speaking is also not that good. I mean the speaking company. But the other sources are like this. So we get immersed into that thing through these different media. One is like mostly this drishya madhyamam, chalanachitra madhyamam. That is the media which we immerse in. So all our knowledge, the usage, etc. comes from there. So this is one example. So like this in Sanskritam, what the immersion we have to do, because again the speaking is difficult. The immersion is we can do through the mostly through the reading. That is the only form, pure form, which is left for us. So by immersing ourselves into that environment, we get more and more familiar with that, and once our immersion becomes more and more, the asmakam nimajjanam means we have to gahanam. We get immersed so much that those things, they start coming into, we live them, we breathe and live, so we become one with them. So then those things, they start coming into our mind automatically, because we are 24 hours thinking about it, living it. Okay, before going back, I just remembered one thing. Just if you are, if you have watched this movie Mary Kom, anybody watched Mary Kom?
What? What is?
No.
Mary Kom.
No.
Yes, mother.
Mary Kom is Hindi. Huh?
He is a boxer, no?
Boxer. Mary Kom from Eastern India. So, but just in the
Priyanka Chopra's movie.
Yeah, that movie.
Okay.
So, in that movie, I remembered, and there is a Mahatma Gandhi quote also, similar one. So when that coach asks, when Mary Kom enters that gym for the first time, the coach asks, "What do you see?" He shows her that ring, boxing ring, and asks, "What do you see? And how do you think yourself?" She says, I'm fighting in that." He says, "You are the ring. Only when you think like that, then that thing gets into you. In your internal eyes. You are the ring." So similar quote was there from Mahatma Gandhi. So you are that thing. Don't think that I am studying it, I am that. When you become that, then that whole thing comes into you. Okay. Now, coming back to this, agacchati. Agacchati. Now here we are adding the upasarga a. Gacchati. Any question?
I read somewhere that when we have upasarga, basically to change from lat lakara to lan lakara, take out
Yeah,
the
just hold on,
upasarga.
hold on, I'm explaining that. I asked, is there any question? Not the explanation or...
Questions.
So gachati, change it to lang lakara first. What does it become? Lang lakara gachati, just gachati.
Agachat.
Huh?
Agachat.
Oh, gachat, not agachat.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Agachat.
Agachat. So lang lakara, when we want to change this upasarga plus lang lakara, lat lakara, is there anything? Like we have agachati, so separate that upasarga first. Yeah, separate that. Keep it separate. So agachati we want to convert to lang lakara. So this is true with any upasarga. So be there any upasarga, separate that upasarga from the basic upasarga less form, okay? And then change it to lat lakara. So gachati becomes what? Agachat, right? Now bring back the upasarga. Upasarga after changing the basic lat lakara to lang lakara, agachat. So now a is upasarga, so bring a before this entire lat lakara form. Okay? It doesn't go anywhere in between. So before this, so now when we bring it before this, a plus agachat, now the question of sandhi comes. Okay? Now we have to make a sandhi. Okay, Suresh Mahoday, what is the sandhi now?
Agachati. Savarna dirgha sandhi.
Atra savana dirgha sandhi a plus a. Now if some of you are not familiar with all the sandhis or don't remember all sandhis, no problem. You don't have to be afraid or scared about this, because many of us, especially if someone is not knowing the Indian language, then they are very much afraid or scared, or it is the sandhi subject is a bit complicated for them. But the sandhis, we should take them as naturally. We don't have, if we study them, that's fine. But if we don't study, if we don't remember them, it is, first of all, it's not necessary to know the names, especially. If we know it, it's okay. That's just for the grammar purpose. Okay, it is Savarna Dirgha Sandhi because there are two Savarnas are there, Samana Varnas are there, and they join. That's all the definition and the rules and all that. But the Sandhi is again a part of our Uchcharanam, right? The Varnas, because the Sandhi, the joining happens between two Varnas. What is a Varna? Varna is a Uchcharanam, Vishesha, Uchcharana Dhvani. It is the Sandhi joining is happening between. Sandhi don't think in again all the time in terms of Vyakaranam. What Sandhi it is, what Sandhi it is. So it is just the change in the Uchcharanam. When the two letters or two Varnas come together. So naturally, and try to pronounce it fast. So how it's, so when we pronounce them quickly,
How.
A plus A only. A.
He got disconnected.
अनन्तरं तदनन्तरं पुनः उपसर्गः अस्ति तद् आनयतु, तस्य योजनं करोतु। सर्वदा सन्धिः भवति इति नास्ति, कदाचित् भवति कदाचित् न भवति। अत्र आ प्लस् आगच्छत्, तर्हि किं भवति इदानीं? जलम् उपरि किं भवति? आगच्छत्, जलम् उपरि आगच्छत्। इदानीम् उपसर्गः अस्ति अत्र। अन्यत् उदाहरणं किं भवति? संभवति। संभवति इदानीम् अस्य लङ् लकारे परिवर्तनं कथं भवति? अस्माकं कथं सोपानं कथं भवति? प्रथमसोपानं किं? तं प्लस् भवति। अनन्तरं किं भवति? अस्य लङ् लकारे परिवर्तनं कथं? रूपं किम्? अभवत्। अनन्तरं पुनः सम् इति आनयतु। सम् इदानीं किं भवति रूपं? किं सुरेश महोदय? समभवत्। सम् प्लस् अभवत् समभवत्। मकारः प्लस् अकारः म इति। इदानीं सन्धिः अस्ति किमत्र? अत्र सन्धिः अस्ति वा नास्ति? शीला भगिनी किं सन्धिः किम्?
सन्धि न जानाति महोदय।
न जानाति?
न, अहं न जानामि। सन्धि अहं न पठत्।
सन्धिः नावश्यकम्। इदानीं मम प्रश्नः सन्धि इत्युक्ते मम प्रश्नः अस्ति तत् किं गुणसन्धिः तथा नास्ति, व्याकरणविषयः नास्ति, केवलम् उच्चारणविषये। उच्चारणं तु अस्माभिः पठितमेव। शिक्षा वर्गः अपि आसीत्, तत्रापि आसीत्। तत्र उच्चारण सन्धिः अस्ति वा नास्ति इति मम प्रश्नः तत्रापि आसीत्। तत्र मकारस्य प्लस् अकारस्य मेलनं भूत्वा तत्र किं भवति? म प्लस् अत्र मकारः अस्ति। मकारः किम् अस्ति? मकारः संयुक्ताक्षरः अस्ति। किम्? सन्धिः नास्ति, केवलं मकारस्य अकारस्य मेलनं, केवलं गुणिताक्षरम् अस्ति तत्र। व्यञ्जनं प्लस् अकारः, व्यञ्जनम् अस्ति प्लस् अकारः, व्यञ्जनं प्लस् अकारः अथवा स्वरः, कश्चित् स्वरः अस्ति। व्यञ्जनं प्लस् कश्चित् स्वरः, तस्य सन्धिः न भवति। सन्धिः न भवति, केवलं गुणित वर्णमेलनं। वर्णमेलनम् इत्युक्ते मकारस्य उच्चारणार्थं कश्चित् स्वरः आवश्यकः अस्ति। मकारस्य केवलं मकारस्य स्वयम् उच्चारणं न साध्यमस्ति, न शक्यं। केवलं व्यञ्जनस्य उच्चारणं यदा अहं वदामश्चेत् केवलं सम् इति, सम्, तत्रापि वस्तुतः शुद्धव्यञ्जनं नास्ति तत्र इति कृत्वा इदानीं यदा वयं वदामः सम् प्लस् मकार प्लस् अकार, इदानीं पूर्णम् अभवत्। मकार प्लस् अकारः, इदानीम् उच्चारणं सरलमस्ति। म इति समभवत् इति कृत्वा इति अन्यत् किमपि कार्यं नास्ति, सन्धिः अपि नास्ति। सन्धिः केवलं व्यञ्जनस्य प्लस् अनन्तरं स्वरस्य व्यञ्जनस्य स्वरस्य तयोः मेलनम् अस्ति केवलं म प्लस् स। इदानीं कदा सम्भवति इति अस्ति, कदाचित् अनेके उपसर्गाः अपि भवन्ति, केवलं सर्वदा एकः एव उपसर्गः इति भवेत् इति नियमः नास्ति अथवा प्रयोगः इति नास्ति। उदाहरणानि सन्ति, यथा आगच्छति इति अस्ति, आगच्छति, अत्र उपसर्गः कः? उपसर्गः कः अस्ति अत्र? आ, एकः एव उपसर्गः। इदानीं समागच्छति अपि अत्र भवितुम् अर्हति, समागच्छति अपि। सम् आगच्छति, सम् प्लस् आ प्लस् गच्छति इति द्वयम् उपसर्गद्वयम् अस्ति अत्र, सम् प्लस् आ प्लस् गच्छति। अत्र कथं भवति लङ्लकाररूपं? शीला भगिनी, सम् प्लस् आ प्लस् गच्छति। अस्माकं सोपानमस्ति, आदौ प्रथमसोपानमस्ति उपसर्गं दूरीकरोतु। उपसर्गाः के सन्ति अत्र? सम् प्लस् आ इति उपसर्गद्वयं, तत् पृथक् करोतु, अनन्तरं गच्छति इति प्रथमसोपानम्। अनन्तरं किं? गच्छति,
आगच्छत्,
सम्
प्लस् आ प्लस् आगच्छत्,
आगच्छत्,
केवलं गच्छति अस्य सोपानमार्गेण वदतु कृपया। Don't jump to the conclusion because you might be knowing it, but we are going by step. Let others also follow it.
Okay.
Or we can skip this. If everybody knows this thing, I can skip this very happily, the whole thing.
Oh, please do.
No, many people are look like, but if everybody is not, even if one person wants to understand this, please stay over. We don't have to spend time in this unnecessarily if everybody knows this already. Sam plus a plus gacchati, agachat. Now you add this, but again bring this. Sam plus a. So again same here. Sam plus a remains as what? Sama only, no change. Then a plus a remains as a, like that. Agachat. So what is the total one? Final form?
Samagachat.
Samagachat.
Samagachat. Samagachat. Okay. Now, one more example we just will take.
That means going together.
Samagacchati.
Going together.
Coming together. Because there is a is there, right? Agacchati. Now there we'll take one more. Any question here so far?
Yeah.
I'll take one more example.
Meaning is same.
Samagacchati. Agacchati, samagacchati. Samagamanam. Okay, so do you...
It could also mean assembled, right?
Assembled. Samagamanam. You know, I think many people know samagamanam, right? Samagamanam.
Yeah.
So that meaning in the kriyapada form. Samagamanam is namapadam. Samagamanam bhavati. Means what? They assemble. Or I meeting, right? Samagamanam.
Sama means what, Manu?
Huh?
Sama means what?
No. Sama, there is no sama. Sam plus a is there.
Okay. So some means what in that case?
Sam means usually it means samyak, well, nicely. And sam. Yatha sanskritam. There is also here upasarga. Sanskritam also is upasarga, right? For example, sam plus kritam. So there actually the kriyapada rupam asti karoti. So this is the upasarga plus kriyapadam asti sam plus karoti. Here there is a special rule for that. So what happens here is becomes sanskaroti, not sankaroti. There is a additional sa is added in after ma. This comes like.
Does it have anything to do with samskaram?
Yeah, samskara tadeva. Process, samskara. Samskaranam is process. Samskara is also has a little bit different connotation. But here basically it starts with like sam plus karoti, and the sa just is added because that is how it is there. And Vyakarana forms a rule for that, to add a sa. Then sanskaroti, and this becomes a sanskritam in the namapada form. Sanskaroti means processes.
There is any rule for sam plus karoti becomes sanskriti?
The rule comes later. The grammar rule is there. Grammar rule comes because there is already a word called sanskaroti, right? Sanskaroti or sanskritam. That is how the word is used.
Yes.
Because that word is like that, grammar rule is formed to make that, to derive that word like that.
Okay, okay, madam.
Not because the grammar rule is there, the word has to be like this. It's the other way. Because the word is already there, word is already used like that in practice by people, then grammar has to find the way to derive it. Right?
Okay, madam.
Rule is there, you can find the rule.
Samskaram and culture. Samskaram is something like related to this samskaram.
Yes, samskara is
Culture.
related. Yeah, culture. One more example I want to take. Gacchati. Now, there is, we will add anugacchati. Now, this one probably might be not very common. So, common one if you think, first let's take the common. Karoti. Karoti, everybody knows, sarve jananti karoti. Now, with the upasarga anu, anu iti upasarga asti, right? Is it anu upasarga or not? Kutra asti anu, right? Anu upasarga. So, what is anu karoti?
To follow it the same way?
Anukaroti means what? Anukaranam. Anukaranam. So, many of these we already know in the Namapada form very well, like Anukaranam. Anukaranam, mimicking, right? Anukaranam. So, I am doing some work.
Imitate or mimic?
Imitating.
Imitating.
Yes, imitating. That is a third word.
Yeah. So, anukaroti. Karoti, anukaroti. Suppose, यथा तस्य कस्य वानरस्य कथा अस्ति वानराः अनुकुर्वन्ति so they all they imitate vanara, they are prasiddha, all the kapis, all the monkeys, they imitate, right? So vanarasya katha, so a shirastram, somebody throws the hat down from the, and then the monkey also throws the hat down, so anukaroti, imitates. So now, if you want to convert this into lang lakara, what happens now? Again?
Anu plus karoti. Then karoti becomes akarot. Anu plus akarot becomes anvakarot.
Now here there is no, again sandhi means don't again switch off like what is this, but just think that what we are joining, what varnas, what sounds we are joining here. Anu, u plus a plus was a plus like agacchati, it was simple. Like both, because both are similar. Now here there is u plus a. Now when you pronounce this quickly, that becomes the new letter, right? That is a sandhi. U plus a. Ua. What happens when you say it fast? Ua. U-a. What does it happen? What does it change to?
It becomes anvakarot.
U plus a becomes what?
What? Oh?
Yeah. Huh?
Is it ba? I'm
Where is
just
added?
So, are you pronouncing it? Think logically. The problem many times is that we know the final word, so we stop thinking about it. When the question comes, what is U plus A? Now there is a doubt. Is it Va? Is it O? Is it E? But when we ask what is Anu plus Akarot, everybody knows it is Anvakarot. It is U or O. What is it?
I see.
should be.
I finished
I
the word.
think O. Plus U will be O. U plus A will be ba.
Yeah. Why is that?
The way it sounds. U-a.
Yeah, that is what. So it is a natural pronunciation change. The change in the word, change in the sound, not the word, change in the sound when we pronounce them quickly together. So A plus U, the pronunciation, this is a science. This is nothing like a grammar rule. This is not grammar. Diksha, right? This is the scientific and logic and natural. So A plus U, when you pronounce them quickly, O. So this becomes O, and it has to be quick. Quick means we already studied the skala, etc. We are not going to bimatra, ekamatra, etc. So here it has to be very quick. When we say quick means like O. When you say it starts doing like that. It's starting to become closer and closer. But when you have to again think of what is the shape and position of tongue and everything in this, and what is this shape and shape of the tongue and shape of the lips and all that. So from this shape to this shape, with the sound, when we are changing it changes to O. When it is reverse, viparita dishayam, varna parivartanam katham bhavati, U plus A, Ua. You start with U first, your lips in the U position, U, and retract it to make it A quickly, Ua. Start with U. What is the U position? U like lips protruding, a little bit U. And then O is lips go back and the sound goes back, Wa, like that. It changes to Wa. So U plus A changes to Wa. So this is a sandhi. Okay. Now Vyakarana, in the Vyakarana we can give it a name if you want to grammar, but name is always not necessary. Okay, U plus Wa. What is the sandhi name? Anybody knows? Name of the sandhi?
Yana Sandhi.
Yana Sandhi.
Where did they all learn this? I don't know.
Yeah, just, so don't worry. Yeah, many people are studying on their own. Many people are attending others. But however, I am just bringing this here not to so that many people don't know, but just to now you simultaneously start knowing. Okay, that is another.
I have a question.
Hmm.
A plus U is O, but when they talk of the Omkara, they say it has A, U plus Ma, right? So, yeah, so how did that, how do you explain the A, U, Ma karas in the word Om?
U is O, right?
Yeah, but where did U come in the word Om?
Where did means?
When, if it is a Om, I can understand the Akara and the Makara. A, O, so where?
U, A plus O plus Ma, not A plus O.
A plus U. Okay, so that's why it is Akara, Ukara, and Makara.
The last line explained that A, U equals O. That's why Om, right, Mahoday?
Yeah, A plus O is O. So,
could it also mean Aham?
no,
Omkara.
So
No?
that is a different question. Om, we are not discussing the meanings of Oms here.
Okay. All right, I deviated.
A plus O.
Okay. Oh, now I understand how O has been split into A plus U, and then you have the Makara.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So here in this case, Anu plus Akarot, Anva. Now, so here what happens is how it is Va here, Anua. Here also you can start pronouncing it quickly. Anua. Anua. So there is nothing big about it. So if you want to write it like this, you can write it. This An is actually An plus U. I mean, not that these are two different words or two different upasarga. Anu is a upasarga, but just for our pronunciation and change of ucharanam, how it happens, An plus U is there, then Akarot is there. So this U plus together, it becomes Va, right? What does it become? This Va. Right? U plus A becomes Va. Then it becomes Anvakarot. Right? So this An remains, U plus A becomes Va, then it is Anvakarot. Okay.
Mahoday, this is not the generally used verb. I never heard this word, Anvakarot.
Anvakaroti, you might have you heard Anukaroti or Anukaranam?
Yes.
Yeah, so if you want to use Lang Lakara form of that, then it is Anvakarot.
Okay, yeah, this is very new word for me, Anvakarot.
Yeah, Anvakarot is Lang Lakara with the Upasarga. That's why when we get more and more practice and more reading and at that level more Sambhashanam, then these will come automatically. These are common actually in the Sanskrita, Bhasha and Sahityam, etc. Anvakarot. Now, similarly, if you take one last one, do you have time? We only time for the last one. Okay, Nipatati or Patati is there, for example. Patati. Patati means what? False. Paranam Patati. So we have Nipatati. Nipatati. Asya kim bhavati lang lakar rupam
You want directly answer or to come?
Step by step.
Ni plus patati.
Ni plus patati. Patati becomes
Apatat. Then ni plus apatat becomes nyapatat.
So ni plus apatat. Here also we have to separate this e. Now, ni has e at the end, right? E. Now here we are adding a. In the previous example we added u plus a in anvakarot. Here we have u, e plus a. E plus a becomes
Is it ya, Mahoday? Is it ni plus or ya?
yeah.
Oh,
Because
I got it, Mahoday.
because when you pronounce it again quickly, yeah. Whereas u it is uva. Yeah. If you reverse add it, then we know that a plus e is a, right? A. But e plus a is ya. So here ni plus apatat becomes nyapatat. So parnam nyapatat, parnam nipatati, parnam nyapatat, like that. Another one more we'll see last that I wanted to cover. That cover means example. For the new topic we don't have time. Now again with the anu, vadati. We already know what is vadati. Vadati iti janimah. Vadati, it talks or says.
Okay.
Hold on. So somebody has to mute, please. Mute. Anu vadati. So vadati we know says. Now anu vadati. Now anu karoti. Anu is generally now anu karoti means imitates. So anu vadati means whatever I say repeats. Right? Anu vadati. So anu is generally used in the sense of anu upasarga is used generally in the sense of repeating that action. Whatever action kriyapadena suchitam bhavati. Kriyapada, whatever verb is there, from that whatever that verb indicates that action, repeating that action is generally indicated by adding the upasarga anu. Karoti, so if I am doing something, so imitate that is anu karoti. Gacchati, I am going, somebody is going. Anu gacchati means is following, is gacchati kriyam anu karoti. Gacchati, whatever is going is there, he is doing that again. Following, that means following. Anugacchati means following, right? Following means going behind. Anugacchati. Similarly, vadati, says, means anuvadati. Now, mostly many of you may not heard this anuvadati itself, but most of you heard anuvada, right? Anuvada. Okay.
Anuvada is like a debate.
Translate.
Summary. Commentary.
Oh, Suresh Madha. Anuvada. Suresh. Translate. Now, note that generally, I mean, though it is famously Anuvada means translate, it literally is not translate. Anuvada means repeating what is said. And in Sanskritam, if you are using Sanskritam only for talking, Anuvada means actually means repeating. When I say, if I am reading something, katha, kaka katha ase. Now if I say, Suresh Madhaya, kripya anuvadatu, because vadatu is the lot lakara, so I can use anu, upasarga for that. Now I can say, Suresh Madhaya, katham anuvadatu. means what? Repeat the katha. Yeah? Repeat, say it, repeat that saying, whatever I said. That is anuvadatu. It doesn't mean translation in Sanskrit. But we are using it as translation with respect to other languages. So actually for the translation we have bhashantara. Bhashantaranam is translation, but anuvadatu is repeat. So actually Sanskrita bhasha katha asti chet, if I say Angla bhashayam anuvadatu athva Angla bhashaya anuvadatu, if I say, what that means is repeat that story in English language or any other language. Angla bhashaya anuvadatu. It doesn't literally mean translate. So,
Anusmaran.
Hold on. So let's finish this anuvadati. So again, so that anuvada, that what is that? Namapada rupam we are very familiar with anuvada. Now if we change this to lang lakara, what happens? Anuvadati becomes anu plus
vadati.
Vadati, lang lakare.
Anu plus avadat. Becomes anvavadat.
Now same thing like like just we saw it anukaroti. This becomes va. Anva vadat. There are two va, right? This va and this u plus va is one va. Anva vadat. Okay, so this is Saha katham anva vadat means what? He repeated the story. It doesn't mean he translated the story. He repeated the story. Saha katham anva vadat. Now, so this rule of anu or separating the upasargasya prathakkaranam, then the kriya padasya anyasmin lakare parivartanam, tat punah upasargasya yojanam. So these steps, separating the upasarga, then converting this one kriyapada lakara rupa to another kriyapada lakara rupa, is applicable to any lakara form, not only lat to lang. It is from in every kriyapada case, lakara case. For example, if maybe going from this to bhavishyat kala or rit lakara, it could be going to lot lakara, it could be going to vidiling lakara, it could be going to lung lakara, lut lakara, any lakara. The same steps in case of upasarga applies. Upasargas must be separated first, then look at the dhatu's original rupa in that lakara, and then add the upasarga. Okay. Well, I'll stop here. Any questions? Any questions, you can stay back, otherwise you can log off. Dhanyawad.
No, very interesting.
No questions, sir. Dhanyawad.
Dhanyawad.